Borston at the E3 Expo here in downtown Los Angeles, and we're joined now by the president of Nintendo North America, as well as Chief Operating Officer Reggie. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Absolutely, great to be here.
So Nintendo has been on a roll. You sold 2.74 million units of your new Switch console in just the first month. Are you going to be able to keep up this pace?
We're certainly working hard to. We just had an announcement that our latest game, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for the Nintendo Switch, was the best-selling individual item this past May. Today, here at E3, we're announcing Super Mario Odyssey, and that's a game that's coming out October 27th. We've got many more games in between, including a new IP launching this Friday. So we're committed to keeping this up. That's our goal.
Well, your stock is up dramatically this year. Do you think that the stock will be able to maintain that pace of growth?
Look, our focus is making sure we launch great games, making sure that we continue to support not only the Nintendo Switch, but our Nintendo 3DS family of handheld consoles. If we do our job with great games, as well as making sure there's enough hardware out in the marketplace, then the stock price will take care of itself.
Well, speaking of hardware, just this week we saw Microsoft unveil its Xbox One X. Is that going to prove competition for your console?
Well, look, we compete for time, right? In the end, the consumer has a limited amount of time, limited amount of cash. That's what we compete for. And again, as long as we have great, unique, differentiated experiences, then the consumer is going to spend time on our system. So that's our focus.
Well, what did you think of the Xbox One X?
Look, our competitors both focused down a path of creating, the most expensive, the most technology-driven pieces of hardware. That's what they focus on. You know what we focus on? We focus on fun. We want to make sure that our intellectual property is out there for massive amounts of consumers, whether it's in wearable items or to experience in Universal Studios. We want to make sure that the consumer has fun with our IP, and when we do that, that's how we win in the market.
Well, would you say the demographic that you're targeting is very different from what Xbox and PlayStation are going after?
What I would say is that our demographic is much wider. We want consumers from 5 to 95 playing our games. And by doing that, we go down a path that makes our IP much more accessible. We're much more family friendly. We have a range of content for the most core of the gamer to a child who's wanting to get into gaming for the very first time. So it's a different approach, and right now for us that approach is winning.
Now you mentioned the handheld device. Now, of course, there are virtually unlimited games on mobile devices through various offerings, various apps. Why do you need to buy a dedicated handheld device in this day and age?
Well, look, for us, we want to make sure that our intellectual property is accessible across a wide range. So we have dedicated hardware where we're able to bring a level of execution that is different than an app. Now, we have Super Mario Run in an app. We have other apps coming to support our franchises. So we believe we have to do both. And by having, for example, an app that's sold in China and in India and all of these markets where the consumer can't buy dedicated Nintendo handhelds, that's how we expose them to our IP. And again, for the long term, we believe that's going to make us win.
Now, you've mentioned Super Mario a couple times. I know you have a new Super Mario game coming out this fall for the Switch. I grew up on Super Mario. How do you market Super Mario to a whole new generation of consumers?
It's all in the game and it's all in the content. What we do is we highlight what's unique and fun about this particular Super Mario game. It has a unique element where you throw a hat character, that's this pin on my chest, and you essentially take over other characters. So that mechanic is really fun and it's really engaging for consumers, and we think that's going to help drive the sales of this software.
Now, it's been almost a year since the Pokemon Go phenomenon. It was a massive phenomenon. What do you have in the works to try to recreate that or pull it off again?
Well, again, we are fortunate that we have had a series of phenomenons, whether it's been Pokemon Go, whether it's been our NES Classic that we launched this last holiday season, now Nintendo Switch. What we want to do is create these games and these new executions that the consumers feel they absolutely have to go buy it, and we're doing that right now.
But is there another augmented reality game in the works? I mean, or is that just a once-in-a-lifetime fluke?
We have, no, it certainly wasn't a fluke. And we have a range of different experiences. Will it always be augmented reality? Not necessarily. But do we want to create those must-have experiences that the consumer says, I have to do this? Absolutely.
Is there anything else in the works in terms of augmented reality or virtual reality?
There is lots of activity that is happening, not only in Kyoto, but in other studios. I can't reveal anything right now, but again, what I can say is Nintendo has been in the VR and AR space for a long time. And certainly there's much more that we'll be doing in this space.
Okay, nothing you can reveal just yet. So there's been a lot of talk here at E3 about esports. We've talked to folks from EA as well as Xbox about how they're all trying to capitalize on this esports phenomenon. What are you guys doing?
Well, look, first off, Nintendo has been in this space since the NES system because it was the first system with two controllers that you could play side by side and compete. In the competitive gaming space, we have Smash Brothers. We're doing 3 different tournaments here at E3, one utilizing our Splatoon franchise, one using the Pokemon Pokken Tournament franchise, another one using our brand new franchise ARMS. We have a lot going on in this space, but in true Nintendo fashion, we're doing it differently. We're speaking with the community of gamers out there. We're making our products available. We're encouraging them to do more and more in this space. And as we grow that community, it's going to create opportunity for us.
So how important will esports be for your bottom line going forward?
Well, look, I would say that it's not a bottom line opportunity, at least not yet. And I don't think there's any company here that could say with a straight face that esports is driving the bottom line. What we believe is that esports drive the community and they drive community engagement. And that's how we're engaging.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Reggie. We really appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing what comes out next from Nintendo.
Great.
I'm Julia Borston at E3 in downtown Los Angeles.